This is Section 8. We're here on Xbox 360. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So this is, wow, a pretty intense shooter where you kind of have like these special suits and setups and you're kind of battling along. It's a first-person shooter and you can get moving in third person there to get a little bit faster speed going on. But yeah, you're kind of taking these different positions and battling, and there's a few different modes and kind of a lot going on in this one. So there primarily was the focus on the multiplayer, but I don't know if it ever necessarily became that big of a thing, but it was popular enough that it did spawn a sequel. So there was Section 8 Prejudice, which was a digital-only release, which focused more on the multiplayer. And this one, the original game, had the online multiplayer, the skirmish kind of offline, which is what we're doing here, and then also the campaign mode, which had a bit of a story about going to like the frontier and colonization of space by humans and everything like that. And yeah, pretty straightforward. So what are we getting here? Sub 720p, 30 FPS, and a pretty cool shooter in terms of like your mech suits, your abilities, your combat. Oh, come on. I guess I should have kept shooting at that guy. And then you got a bunch of different loadouts and abilities, and you drop in like it's Titanfall. Stand by for Skyfall. So yeah, kind of interesting. Like, I don't... See, that's the thing, is you don't really hear people talking about this one. Like, I don't even remember, like... Did I die doing that? Oh, I got killed by an AA turret. Like, I literally don't remember anyone talking about this game back in the day. Which is okay. It's just kind of interesting, though, because it's sort of like, oh, this is a game. Like, I think I saw... maybe like the box art and stuff before of it, like maybe in like a store or something, but like I really do not remember this one. It is an interesting mechanic though, that you can kind of like drop down, as to say, like you do like a drop pod kind of thing, because I don't really remember games doing that until really the gen after this. So kind of interesting that this game has that sort of mechanic. See if we can take this. So I thought skirmish was the easiest way to kind of showcase the game and give you a feel for it and let you understand it. I mean, the campaign actually is kind of interest to me, so might end up doing that at some point. Down you go. But at least it's got, like, you know, a number of different modes and a neat gameplay concept. This tended to kind of be a thing I noticed for like multiplayer games of really the original Xbox and a bit into the 360 as well, where you've kind of got these games where it's these... They're designed for online, but they're also kind of designed for offline, like bots and stuff. Because nowadays it's just pure online, right? But these days it would be like, oh, you know, it's pretty easy to play this offline and, you know, do skirmish things, and it plays about the same as the online multiplayer. It just, yeah, it's hard to be a big multiplayer game because there's so much competition, particularly during the, I guess you would say, 360 era, where multiplayer was kind of blossoming. Like, you had to be really unique, really, really good to make like a dent even. But this one, definitely some performance issues. No! At least we can just drop back in. It's a kind of neat sequel. I guess that sequel will kind of be lost forever when that stuff gets shut down, but this is kind of neat. Orbital drop ships. Like, it's a cool concept. I mean, it's a little, I guess, silly from the perspective of, like, you have to, like, wait to drop in and you get shot down from the sky, but kind of cool thing. Yeah. Definitely a neat game. Like, it's a shame this one didn't really take off, I guess. Or that I really didn't hear much about it. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Metroid there, where it locks on a little bit. Huh. See, the other thing too is, you know, you look at this, you're like, I don't know, remaster kind of be neat. I mean, you could get it looking really clean and sharp, but like, I don't know if it would really take off in the modern era, because it's a bit weird. It's a little bit weird, right? Like, it's a bit of a strange game. I think it's kind of cool, but I definitely could see this one still struggling in the modern era to find an audience too. Purchasing available. So we have all the objectives, okay. So what are we losing here? Guess they're going after 3? It's got like a cool sense of scale. I'm also going off the assumption that the campaign very much heavily borrows on the decently large selection of multiplayer kind of maps and stuff that are present. So it is one of those games where there's quite a few like this, where it sort of all lends and shares itself amongst its different game modes in order to help with the dev time. Got him. Bon, bon, bon. Wait, can you see his shadow through the floor, or is that our teammate's shadow? So now you're going down here. I ran up there to attack you up there, and now you're down here. Are you dead? Yeah, it looks like he's gone. So yeah, just like a never-ending back and forth kind of multiplayer battle. Which is fine if your enemy's taking positions. If not, they're just kind of constantly invading you. It's like a bit of a defense type game, I guess. And then I guess it's just like kind of, I guess you would say, what am I looking for? We're kind of in mech suits. Yeah, I could definitely see the struggling too with like competition from like, say, Halo and stuff, right? Not quite the same, but... And you can see the different damage to my character in the top left there. Kinda cool. I sort of really am intrigued about the campaign side of things. That interests me. Now that I'm playing this, I'm kind of wondering what their campaign elements would be like. Custom loadouts. Can we squad spawn? I sort of want to go to 2 though now. Definitely some performance issues though. That is for sure. And it's jaggedy around the edges, which makes sense, but... Protect the intel. Whoa, that's a huge gun. Shooting at an escaping, or it looks like an escaping group of ships.
Control point hacked by enemy.
Yeah, it's really weird that it just like kind of goes into third person. I feel like nowadays you'd have to make this all like smooth and like executions and like like this game really would need like very fluid, I guess you would say, sleek armor designs if you were to redo something like this. Might work as a multiplayer. Might tap into that split gate kind of thing, or the modern kind of Halo aesthetic, I guess. I'm coming for you. He just like bomb himself with a rocket shot there. What I'm saying is like this performance is just like abysmal. Well, we've almost protected the intel.
DCM tab tracks the progress of all possible DCMs in your active feed.
And there's like feats and stuff. There's some weirdly random like side elements to this combat wise. Oh, there I go. Time to spawn behind him. Definitely gives you like a painted picture of a larger conflict going on though, that's kind of cool. And there's like little multiplayer events happening too, that's kind of neat. Although it is very hard to lock onto things unless you get an actual lock-on option. There is a lot of mayhem going on though too. I really wonder how a remaster would fare with this of actually having like smoother performance, bumped up visuals. I bet it'd be really clean and shiny. I also think the gameplay combat's a little too wacky for a lot of people. It's got like a distinct shooter vibe to it. I'll give it that. I might have actually, had I played this in its heyday on 360, I might have actually really been into this. That's the thing, playing some of these games so many years later on, you're kind of just like, huh, this would have been really neat at the time when there was lots of people playing it. Well, if there was ever lots of people playing it. Stand by for Skyfall. Okay, kinda messed that up. You just get shot straight up. Does it literally have like a circular skybox, which is kind of funny? Usually you hide that from players a bit. Kind of funny. Nah, but this idea is neat. You come in, you drop down, you get like freedom of how you want to get into the environment. You can target your pals if you want to spawn on.
Control point successfully hacked.
It's neat. So yeah, this performance would have made this like really hard to enjoy, I would say. Like right now, this is just like, ugh. It's like vomit inducing. I wonder if the sequel kind of cleaned this up at all.
Control point defused.
Ah. We'll get him next time. Kind of wondering if I should spawn somewhere else to try to take a position. Oh no, we have all the spots. Okay, never mind. I was gonna be like, oh well, we lost the whole upper half a while back, and I was gonna go over there and help, but I guess I'm not needed. We'll just keep protecting the convoy and whatnot. Can you like land on top of someone? Oh, that was really close. I was just wondering if you could like straight up just like tank him. But then again, that guy seems to be in a super suit. Kind of makes it a little hard to see if you can smash somebody by landing on them. Am I even hitting this guy?
Offline.
I guess yes. Oh, then you can enter the vehicle and use it too? I mean, that makes sense. Was it destroyed? Well, that sucks. The combat looks really neat though, with all like the bullets and stuff in the air going on. Yes, this is kind of a cool space thing. Kind of maybe a little bit of like PlanetSide vibes too, if you've ever heard of that one. Ah, I just want to land on somebody. I got blown up by a tank. Holy. Spawn die, spawn die. Yeah, there's a literal tank over there. That's kind of funny. It's like throwing myself into the combat. Oh, they're all dead?
Our general has landed.
Total supremacy. That's what I'm talking about. We did it! The supremacy was so total, it was unreal. Does it end, or just kind of goes around the map at all? Maybe it's like building up to something. Oh, it just goes on to another map? Or the same map again? It just reloads it? I guess it's an instant action thing like Battlefront has, right? So I would have had to order some other maps, I suppose, to follow that. Huh. Interesting. It's kind of cool. Like, I guess we could show a different map on. Or, well, yeah, on a different map for you. So we go to maps. See, this is what I'm saying. There's like actually like a lot of maps. And it does load reasonably fast too, which is nice. A skyhook dominates this island. So you get some variation with the maps. Some of the maps lean off of each other. It all seems to share content across the board, the multiplayer campaign, etc., etc. Which makes sense. But kind of a novel concept, honestly. See if we can't capture this one. I kind of like this game. It's got a neat vibe to it. It really does.
Control point successfully hacked.
I like weird multiplayer experiences that do something a little out of the box. And I can actually kind of have a fine time doing this with bots for a bit, I guess, too. It's a neat concept. Oh, you're healing me? Oh, so yeah, the rolls and stuff really do fit into this. Always down for more mech games, what can I say?
Purchase item. Select a single location with unobstructed clearance to the sky. Once purchased,